Hey guys, this is me, Mr. T. Let's go ahead and jump into angle relationships. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult than the last ones we've been doing this week. Angle relationships, well, first mental math, then your problem solving. Angle relationships are trying to get you to think about straight lines. Now, what do we know about the angle of a straight line? Well, when we're talking about the degrees of a straight line, okay, which would be 1 and 3 together, that's a straight line, right? That is 180 degrees, okay? So if 1 plus 3 equals 180, and then 3 plus 4 equals 180, and 4 plus 2 equals 180, okay, then that tells us a few things. For instance, if 1 plus 3 equals 180, and 3 plus 4 equals 180, then no matter what, 1 must equal 4, okay? Because if 1 is 50 degrees, and 3 is 130 degrees, then if I go over here, and that's 130, 3 is still, it hasn't changed angles, it's still the same angle, 130. 130 minus whatever 4 is, or plus whatever 4 is, has to give me 180 degrees, okay? And there's only one number that's going to do that. That's going to be 50. 4 must also equal 50. 1 and 4 are going to be equal. And by that same logic, 2 and 3 are going to be equal, okay? This is called our opposite angles. Opposite angles are formed by two intersecting lines, share the same vertex, but do not share a side. Opposite angles are also called vertical angles, and they are congruent, which means they equal the same. You guys like my cat's hair? That's my cat's butt, or really her flank. Yeah, there. Bobo. In any case, adjacent angles together equal 180. Opposite angles or vertical angles are congruent. They are the same angle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. If I can get my cat to get off my notes. Sorry, Bobo. I am gonna go ahead and write that down because it's very important. Okay. Adjacent angles, this is the sign for angles, equals 180 degrees. Okay. Vertical angles or opposite angles equal each other. Okay. They're congruent. And remember, congruent means equal. They are the same angle. Okay. All right. Now, moving on. So this goes through basically the same sort of stuff that I've talked about. Okay. The one thing it's going to add is it's going to add supplementary angle. What supplementary angle means is two angles who added up equals 180. Okay. So I'm going to add that to my notes. Okay, so two angles, any two angles where you add them together and they equal 180. Okay, those are going to be supplementary angles. Okay, so adjacent angles are supplementary because again, adjacent angles are two angles that equal 180. Okay, opposite angles are congruent, they're the same. They do not, you can't add them together and get 180 unless we're talking about a right angle, because then all of these are 90 degrees and nothing really matters. Okay. These are both congruent and supplementary. 90 degrees is the only angle that is both congruent and supplementary. Okay. All right. When we're looking at this, so 40 and 1, whatever angle 1 is, must equal 180 degrees. Okay. So I take 180 minus 40, and that gives me 140. Angle 1 equals 140. Okay. Angle 2 equals 40 degrees because they are opposite angles, vertical angles. Okay. Now, how do I find angle 3? Well, I know 2. I know what that square means. That means 90. So 90 plus 40 plus whatever 3 is, okay, plus angle 3 equals 180. So 90 plus 40 is 130, plus angle 3 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 130 from both sides, so I get angle 3 equals 50 degrees. Okay. Now, if angle 3 equals 50 degrees, how do I find angle 4? I can just go ahead and figure out what plus 50 equals 180, right? Because 3 and 4 are supplementary angles. So angle 4 must equal 130. My cat's going to do another drive-by here in a second. Yep, there we go. She likes snugs. What can I say? All right. I think hopefully that should be good for you guys. Now we're going to get into more complicated stuff. We got things like complementary angles, transversals, corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, okay? Alternate exterior angles. All of these they basically come from the exact same stuff, the same information as what we did here. They're just taken to another extreme. And we give them fancy names because when you're doing this quickly, it is very helpful for you, instead of having to do the math, to just know 2 and 6 are the same angle. 8 and 4 are the same angle. 8 and 1 are the same angle. Okay? And the reason you can say that is because these two lines must be given that they are these two. The only time this works is when these two lines are parallel. That means they have the exact same slope, and that means that they are not ever going to cross each other, which means that when this straight line passes between both of them, the angle will be the same. Okay. I actually used the same stuff, the same math, when I was building a shelf just over the break. I had to build a built-in shelf, and I used all of this math in order to get it to fit in correctly. Okay, so this is stuff that you use, especially in carpentry. Okay, so there's fancy names: alternate interior angles. That means the two interior angles that are alternating from each other. Okay, they're congruent. So 5 and 4, they're on the alternate side of the line, but they're both interior. 3 and 6 are both alternate interior angles. Okay. I would actually, it's probably going to be a good idea to write some of this down. So we got two lines. These two lines are parallel. Okay. I have a line crossing through all of it. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. My corresponding angles. Sorry, guys, that's my cat. She wants snugs. These are angles on the same side of the transversal. Okay, transversal is this line. Okay. The transversal is this line right here. These two lines are parallel. Okay. Now the corresponding angles, same side of the transversal and same side of each of the parallel lines. So 1 and 5 are transversal. Okay. 2 and 6 are transversal. 3 and 7, and then 8 and 4. I should have done 4 and 8. I changed the pattern. These are all equal. Okay, these are all 1 and 5 is equal to itself, 2 and 6 is equal to itself, 3 and 7 is equal, 8 and 4 is equal. Okay. The alternate interior we have 3 and 6 and 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5. These angles are equal to each other. Okay. And the alternate exterior that's going to be 1 and 8 and 2 and 7. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. You know, because if 1 plus 2 equals 180, then 1 and 4 must be the same. Okay. And, you know, everything that we've done. But if this angle here, if this line crosses through here at the exact same angle, they have to be the same. Okay. All right, I think that should be everything you need. It's a lot of vocabulary, but the actual concept should not be too difficult. I don't think you'll have much difficulty with this. I want you guys to do 1 through 29 odd, okay, for this. And that's your work. All right, have a good one, my dudes.